The right information. Okay, a service business is your highest probability of success. The business failure rate on a new business is 90%, so you need to do everything in your power to make sure that you have the highest probability of success, especially if it's your first business. And the right information will help you beat the odds. If you want the right information, just go to the money section on my website, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com. 150 articles, videos for you all around the same topic and how to manage that money. The wrong information cost me about 6 or 7 years of failing, trying to reinvent the wheel in tech startups and product-based businesses and doing a Vice magazine clone, all these dumb ideas because I didn't have the right information. So all the effort, all the courage, all the aggression, all the sales skills, none of that's going to save you if you're in the wrong business. Therefore, right information is the most important thing to success. Number 2, courage. Okay, it takes courage to start a business. It takes courage to keep going in spite of obstacles. It takes courage to call 100 people a day asking for money and getting the phone slammed down in your ear. It takes courage to handle angry clients. It takes courage to have uncomfortable conversations every single day of the week. Number 2 is courage. Number 3 is aggression. Aggression being the dirty word that you're taught not to be, especially when it comes to money. Every successful person I know is aggressive and impatient, and they aggressively pursue revenue every day of the week. The more successful they are, the more aggressive they are. Even guys worth millions of dollars are more aggressive at pursuing revenue and focusing on revenue targets than the average guy who's just starting a business, even though they don't need to be, even though they don't need to work for the next 20 years. Okay, they wake up and they fall asleep thinking about their monthly revenue target. Every guy I know who failed wasn't aggressive enough, without exception. They weren't aggressive enough, being money hungry, going aggressively after money. Where's our next deal? Where's our next client? Thinking like a shark, you know, who's hunting for revenue and pushing on closing. Okay, you're taught not to push. You're taught not to be aggressive, not to openly pursue money because it's ugly and it's crass and it's commercial. And that might be true, but that's exactly what you need to do to get ahead. Okay, every one of those vaunted or celebrated business leaders who has a really good PR team, your Steve Jobs or your Jeff Bezos, is an incredibly aggressive person, and they pursued money to a level of aggression that most people can't even fathom. Okay, they're more aggressive than I am for sure, but make no mistake, every successful person, no matter how good their PR, no matter how much charity they give to charity, aggressively pursued money over a long period of time. Number 4 is work ethic. Okay, I'm talking about 10 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next 5 years. That's what it's going to take. Okay, two years in, you might be at 6 figures, but you want to dig in for a 5-year haul. Living that Groundhog Day every day. Every day's the same. Every day's getting up, doing it when you're sick, doing it when you don't feel like it, making a call when you don't feel like it, following up with a client when you don't feel like it, you know, responding back to clients when you don't feel like it. It's dedication, not motivation, that's going to get you over the line. Okay, and I'm talking about real work. That's actual painful work, not business research, not watching Gary Vee videos. That's not work. Okay, that's entertainment. The painful work, okay, is the stuff that you don't want to do. So whatever you don't want to do in your business, that's probably the most important thing. You could even rank what the most important things are right now based on how much you don't want to do them. So whatever you don't want to do the most is going to be the most important thing, whether that's cold calls or getting your designation or what have you. Okay, so getting your designation, building your site and your sales page, making 100 outbound calls a day until you can afford to pay for the inbound marketing or build your inbound marketing machine, which is what I did. RLD is a inbound marketing machine. I did that so that I would be able to get off the phone and, you know, for the decade I spent in sales, this was my dream, to be able to get off the phone and build an inbound marketing machine. And now I close coaching clients for $1,000 a month just off my sales page without even having to get on the phone. I'm on the phone for another client in my sales business But other than that, I'm not on the phone at all in outbound because I don't have to be. So, but if you don't have money for marketing, building an inbound organic machine, you're looking at like 2 or 3 years to get that to where you can start, being able to close $1,000 a month deals. Okay. Or, say you're selling real estate, to be able to compete in your city, you're probably going to have to spend $10,000 a month on the Google ads or the Facebook ads or what have you. Okay. So if you don't have that money, you have to do outbound. All right. You have to do outbound. You have to do aggressive outbound because you want to get that money built up as quick as possible and get those clients in as much as possible. And that's just work ethic. That's just hitting those metrics 7 days a week. Number 5 is pain tolerance. So the ability to do all those things I just said for as long as it takes and not quitting. Dan Pena says the number one characteristic of a successful entrepreneur is the ability to endure pain over a long period of time. I don't think it's number one because, if you're in the wrong business, you're going to fail regardless. You have to be in the right business. But it is a massively important thing that you can just handle the pain and just keep going. Okay? Because it's painful. And it's more painful than Gary Vee and all these, and I like Gary Vee, but all these guys make it out to be. The first 2 years is not fun. Your happiness is going to go down, especially if you're doing what I did, where you were, working. This was my 5th business in a row while I was working in sales, one after the other. So if you're working in a job, like a sales job, and you're doing a business on the side, your happiness, it's going to be much harder for you to be happy, especially those first 2 years. They're going to be painful. So do not think that if it wasn't painful, everyone would do it. Every level in the business game comes with pain, and most people stop in between those levels. Most people stop at the first level. Most people never start a business. The ones that do usually quit or fail the first time, and that's it. Okay, and that's because they didn't have the pain tolerance. And pain tolerance is a choice. Being tough is a daily choice you make every day. Like waking up, being able to endure it, being able to keep going, being able to push forward even if you can't see a light at the end of the tunnel. That's what it is. Okay, and that's what will get you to the success. When you're at a point where you're really dealing with a lot of pain, you just think to yourself, hey, this is where most guys would tap out. This is where most guys quit. So I'm just going to keep going because the longer I stay in the game, the closer I'm going to get to success.